In today's video we will be giving you guys our best predictions of game week 35 of the English Premier League. Bet responsibly and do not bet with money you cannot afford to lose. So without further ado, let us get right into it. After reaching a third straight FA Cup final, resurgent Manchester City aim to continue their Premier League uptick when hosting Wolverhampton Wanderers today. Still seeking a top 5 finish, City have also won 3 league games on the spin. Meanwhile, win-hungry Wolves have claimed maximum points from their last 6, continuing a superb end to the season. Though Man City are no longer a formidable force, they seem to have steadied the ship, conceding far fewer goals. The outgoing Premier League champions should be able to beat Wolves. This game will put the visitors' newfound form to the test, but, for all their improvements, it may prove one step too far. So I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Man City win, and my betting tip is total over 2.5 goals. Seeking to close the gap to the Premier League's top 5, Champions League-chasing Aston Villa play host to fellow European hopefuls Fulham at Villa Park on Saturday lunchtime. The Lions are looking to complete the double over the Cottagers for the second successive season after winning the reverse fixture 3-1 at Craven Cottage back in October. Fulham have already beaten the likes of Liverpool, Newcastle and Chelsea this season, and they have the players at their disposal to cause a wounded Aston Villa outfit problems this weekend. Having said that, the Lions boast a strong home record, not losing in front of their own fans since October last year, and we expect Emery's men to bounce back from their recent wobble to claim 3 valuable points. So I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Aston Villa win, and my betting tip is both teams to score. With most things now settled in the Premier League, Everton face Ipswich Town at Goodison Park on Saturday in one of a few games with little riding on it this weekend. Confirmation that the Tractor Boys will be sent packing back down to the Championship came last weekend, while Everton lost back-to-back games for the first time since David Moyes returned to the club. Everton have performed well for the most part against sides in and around them in the table, and they thrashed Leicester 4-0 here a few months ago, so they are rightfully clear favourites. 3 of Ipswich's 4 Premier League wins this season have come away from home, but they were utterly outclassed by Newcastle last weekend. And while Everton may not be on that level, there is still a clear gap in the quality between the two sides. So I'm gonna go for a 1-0 Everton win, and my betting tip is total under 4.5 yellow cards. 2 relegated Premier League teams merely playing for pride in the latter stages of the season square off at the King Power Stadium on Saturday afternoon as Leicester City play host to Southampton. The Saints are seeking revenge against the Foxes as they suffered a 3-2 defeat in the reverse fixture at St Mary's back in October when Jordan Ayew scored a dramatic 98th-minute winner. Both teams are unsurprisingly down in the dumps and are keen to restore a sense of pride in their remaining fixtures. Leicester can also complete the Premier League double over Southampton for the first time since 1999-2000 if they collect maximum points this weekend. However, it is difficult to ignore the Foxes' miserable home form, while there have been signs of improvement, albeit very minor ones, in the last couple of games from the Saints, who we are backing to come out on top and subsequently avoid equaling Derby County's record-low points tally. So I'm gonna go for a 1-2 Southampton win, and my betting tip is total over 2.5 goals. Something of an unwelcome distraction amid their Champions League semi-final fight, Arsenal play host to Bournemouth on Saturday evening in the Premier League. Mikel Arteta's men could virtually guarantee a top 5 finish with a win if other results go their way, while the Cherries have not yet given up hope of their own continental campaign. With ample time to rest in between both battles with PSG, Arsenal's team should have a near full-strength feel to it this weekend, but they will no doubt be preoccupied with Parisian thoughts and have struggled to cling on to leads all season long. As Bournemouth are no pushovers and have lost just 4 Premier League games on the road all season long, the Cherries should be good enough for a point against their distracted hosts. So I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw, and my betting tip is total over 9.5 corner kicks. Manchester United manager Ruben Amorim has already admitted that his team is shifting focus from Premier League objectives to the Europa League in an effort to win that competition. Brentford, on the other hand, would certainly like to secure a victory. That doesn't guarantee they will, though, as defeating Manchester United remains a significant challenge. It wouldn't hold much weight in the grand scheme of things, aside from pride, but that counts too. Brentford have shown this season that they are not only capable of scoring against any side, but also getting more than one goal. The Bees netted 6 goals in their last 2 games alone, and with their attacking record against United also good, Sunday's game should be entertaining. So I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Brentford win, and my betting tip is total over 2.5 goals. Newcastle United will be hoping to tighten their grip on a spot in the Premier League's top 5 when they travel to the Amex Stadium to face Brighton and Hove Albion on Sunday, May 4th. The Magpies are 3rd after 34 games, but sit just 2 points clear of 6th. Brighton have now fallen 6 points behind 7th and look to be out of the European race. Brighton comes into the game with 3 losses in their last 6 matches across all leagues, while Newcastle United has registered a 50% win rate in their last 6 away matches in the Premier League. When examining their head-to-head encounters, Brighton has played out 3 draws in their last 6 matches against Newcastle United. So a match draw could be in the cards here, but I think Newcastle might win this one. So I'm gonna go for a 2-3 Newcastle win, and my betting tip is both teams to score. Just 1 point and 1 place apart in the lower echelons of the Premier League table, London rivals West Ham United and Tottenham Hotspur cross paths at the London Stadium on Sunday afternoon. Graham Potter's men have had a week to dissect their excruciating 3-2 loss to Brighton and Hove Albion, whereas the Lily-Whites have just put one foot firmly in this year's Europa League final. As abysmal as West Ham's recent record may look at face value, each of their last 6 defeats has been by just the 1 goal, and they have given the likes of Bournemouth, Liverpool and Newcastle United good runs for their money. Potter's men therefore have our backing to avoid successive losses, but their winless streak will surely be prolonged as a rotated Spurs side head home with a share of the spoils. So I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw, and my betting tip is both teams to score. Emerging to their first guard of honor of the season, newly crowned Premier League champions Liverpool begin their title procession in Sunday's main event away to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. The Reds officially moved back to the top of the English game alongside Manchester United by pummeling Tottenham Hotspur 5-1 last weekend, while the Blues scored 1 fewer in Thursday's Conference League battering of Jurgården's. It is inevitable that Liverpool's foot will come off the gas, if just ever so slightly, with the Reds in party mode, and Slot's confirmation of rotations spells optimism for Chelsea's chances of a shock. The Blues have had no problems finding the back of the net at Stamford Bridge all season long, and Maresca's men can realistically expect to hold the champions to a score draw in Sunday's blockbuster. So I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw, and my betting tip is total under 3.5 goals. When it mattered the most, Nottingham have been playing their worst football of all season. Not only are they struggling to score because the counter isn't working anymore, but the team is also conceding way more than usual. A 2-0 loss against Brentford in a must-win match during the week smashed their European hopes, but they will be for sure over if they don't manage to win this one. A draw isn't even good enough, which shows how bad this recent run has been. As for Palace, they can simply relax and play this as any other match because they don't have any imperative to win. They will try, and considering how poorly Nottingham have played, they will have chances. While Nottingham Forest do need the win more than Palace do, they are not looking like a side that is beating anybody easily right now, let alone a Palace side that is humming after making the FA Cup final. To make matters worse, they are going to face Palace in London, where Palace have generally been much better. Much will depend on the motivations of the home team, but there are some signs that they can take away all the points here. However, Nottingham Forest has still what to play for and will push for the 3 points after some shaky performances. So I'm gonna go for a 1-2 Forest win, and my betting tip is total under 5.5 yellow cards.